It is day 2 after the election results have come in, and it's safe to say that it's still kind of a ghost town here at Cal State Long Beach. A lot of people are disheartened with the results, and I believe that a lot of it to blame is the lack of democracy that we have in the United States. And it's really frustrating because here we live in a country that forces democracy in foreign countries in the Middle East and all over the world, and we don't even practice that directly ourselves. And all of this could have been prevented, starting with the primaries. If we had a proper democracy, we would have had Bernie Sanders on the Democratic Party's candidate to run. If he ran, all of this would have been prevented. If the Democratic National Convention did not rig the primaries, if they did not force an entire people to vote a certain way, all of this would have been prevented. And it's sad because a lot of Democrats decided to vote against Hillary Clinton for that reason. Although we are disappointed with the results, it's a big statement to not only the Democratic National Convention, it's a big statement to the entire government of the United States that you have a people that is protesting against this system that denies democracy, denies freedom of speech. And as a millennial, as a college student here at Cal State Long Beach, speaking on behalf of so many other students, it's time to make a change.
Yeah. No, there's one bar. Yeah,
490. I supported Hillary Clinton. I didn't want Trump to win because I don't understand how America could vote for someone without military experience or political experience. And Clinton did win the popular votes, so that means more people in the United States voted for Clinton and wanted Clinton to win. But the Electoral College eliminated that possibility, and the Electoral College is what allowed Trump to win. And Trump would not be a good fit to run the United States because of his racist remarks and his accusations of rape and such.
Just, I understand why some people are going through the emotions that they're going through, but I think a lot of it is just based on that. It's based on emotion. It's not based on logic. And so when you take it and you look at it from a logical point of view and kind of see that this man is not going to cause the kind of damage to America that you might be thinking, it's easier to cope with, and it's not as scary as it might seem to some people. There's checks and balances in place to not let him do things like blow up the world or just start a war. There's more to it than a lot of people think, and I don't think that people are realizing that right now because they're feeling emotional about what happened. As far as on the Republican side, that's what the people chose, and so there's not really much of a choice with that. With the DNC, I don't know a lot about it, but I know that there was a scandal there that's supposedly suppressed Bernie Sanders and his chances of becoming the nominee, which obviously, if you think about it, and he was the nominee, he would have probably had a much more likely chance of winning than Hillary Clinton. So our generation being able to make a positive change, I would hope so, but I don't know. But I know that there are things that can be done to make the system more efficient and effective, and probably make it more give it the ability to speak more for the people. And but I like to think that it can be changed. I don't know, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
So if I get out early.
I definitely don't feel like we had very good choices. I think the result of the election has a lot of people very frightened, especially people of color, minorities, people of the LGBT community, women. And I mean, I've even heard of some, pretty, I guess you'd say, privileged people speaking of how they're even afraid. And I don't think that that's the America that everyone is saying should be great again. I'm afraid. I'm afraid because I'm a daughter of immigrants. I'm a woman. I'm a minority. And I'm also a member of the LGBT community. So to me, this election and everything that's happening afterwards is just incredibly frightening.
I mean, there's a black market there. I would. Of
Somewhat. He just wants to help the rich people. Because he says giving up taxes will help with the minorities. He's in it for personality.
Well, I feel as though the general population, at least in this area, feels strongly as though they've been betrayed because they feel as though their votes didn't really, or their voice wasn't really heard in the sense that Clinton won the popular vote and they got the other side of the spectrum regardless. And so they feel as though their vote didn't really count and the election was sort of rigged in a way, or it just wasn't a fair system. And so they're kind of all upset and such, and I completely agree with it. To be completely honest, I feel as though this situation was kind of like the better of both bad situations, and so we kind of wanted the better of them, but they were both not essentially what we wanted. I mean, we wanted much better candidates, but I mean, with what we were given, we still didn't receive what we wanted. Yeah, I think so. I think if we unite and kind of like try to cause good as a group, I think we have more of an impact. I feel just as though like a lot of people are completely apathetic about situations and they think they can't do anything. And even though that is true in some cases in the current situation, I think that can change if we keep, I guess, fighting.
I know, right? It's a miracle. I really didn't know we had to test this like fast. I didn't know until last night. That's when I texted like, yo, dude, it's a midterm tomorrow.
At a certain point when in reality you can see
Yeah, it's already 14.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the part that I
thought it was strange that there was such a divide and such hatred, really, for both of the two main candidates, I would say. I think there's a big issue with campaign funding in the United States right now. There's not quite enough regulation on how much money can be given by a certain group, like super PACs and whatnot, make it easy for I would say billionaires or just very wealthy people to fund certain campaigns and get what they want. So I have little faith now because most of my friends didn't vote. Neither did I. I would have liked to, but that's how it is with the millennials. I think as people grow older, they realize that it is important to vote and get out there and cast your ballot.
Yesterday, I cried a lot. It was shocking. It was literally shocking, and there's a bunch of reasons why the polls didn't predict what was going to happen yesterday, but there's also a bunch of reasons why we should have known what was going to happen yesterday was going to happen, and like what's on my mind now, what I think about mostly, besides how the future of this country how the future of the rights of women, the rights of minorities, the rights of immigrants are going to be extremely, extremely threatened for the next 4 years, is how upset I am at the Democratic Party and, you know, the way the Electoral College works, and the way there's smaller states like Ohio and Pennsylvania can decide the election for us, when I feel like diverse urban communities in California have a larger population and represent more the future of America than people living in rural, isolated communities. And it's upsetting because the Electoral College is the reason why. And it's heartbreaking when you hear that Donald Trump did not win the popular vote, Hillary Clinton did. And the majority of Americans does not want to see Donald Trump in office. And the reaction will be violent. There's already protests in the street, and and then the party in power. I mean, the Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and they're going to put a Supreme Court justice, and this is an extreme amount of power that they're going to have for the next 4 years, and it's rattling. I can't, like, just waves of sorrow are washing over me all the time, and I'm just really, really scared. Like, I've been involved, following politics since I was young, since Bush Gore, like the Bush presidency and the disaster that was really forced me to follow. And I did sort of lag off when Obama was elected, and I didn't follow it as much. I became involved in other things, but this has reinvigorated me, definitely. And it's sad that this has reinvigorated me when we should all have been more vigilant, that this is what it's come to. And the people who voted for Donald Trump are white. They're usually not college educated like myself, but I still think that they're ignorant, and they really should look at themselves and ask themselves why are they doing this, and like, why can't they see other people? Why can't they see these minority people? Why do they feel like they're oppressed in a place where they have so much opportunity? Even if you're not college educated, even if you feel like you don't have access to all those things, you still have so much power. And I just I hope you get what you want, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I just think this country's going to be more angry, more in a deficit, more in danger from foreign powers, from radical Muslims, radical Islam, because they're just going to be more empowered by Donald Trump, saying all Muslims are terrorists. They become more empowered that America hates them and their religion, and it's just going to empower more level-headed, reasonable Muslim people to be forced to want to protect themselves and become radicalized. And why can't we welcome people? And welcoming and secularism is the only way we can find peace with each other. So I just think this is so wrong-headed. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, yeah, I'll talk to him. Alright, did you text me the number?